It's Sunday. Now, I haven't really done much to myself. I've put on some moisturizer this morning, but I thought it might be fun to go live while I get ready. Because I don't really know what I'm going to wear today. I don't know what I'm going to do for makeup. So I think just do my makeup look first and kind of, I mean, I kind of have an idea of what I want to wear. I think I'm going to wear some kind of flowy trousers and, you know, a nice kind of black top with maybe my pink trousers. I'm thinking that, or maybe I'll wear a dress, but I'm not really sure yet. I tell you, I have been so sore the past 2 days. I actually was recording a vlog yesterday, which I wrapped up this morning. So that'll be coming out maybe today or tomorrow. It was kind of fun, although I don't know if I really captured or encapsulated everything I was actually doing. I just kind of checked in periodically and did a little recording, so. But whatever, y'all. I'm probably up before most people, too. That's the thing about Sunday morning. I could have been up earlier, too, because my alarm went off and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll get up. I didn't, but I let myself get a little bit more sleep, thankfully. You know what? Don't want to forget this because I forgot the other day when I was doing my makeup, but it just kind of didn't go well. I forgot my what is this called? Primer, good stuff, right? So it's the nice thing that just keeps the makeup from getting off your face or, you know, kind of deteriorating throughout the day. I've been wondering recently, I notice a lot of people using those like blender sponges. Been wondering if I should invest in any, but I don't know. I don't really, when I see people use them, it's just, I don't know. Maybe if I wore more makeup, it would be necessary, but I don't know. I did buy some concealer this week because, well, it was actually an accident. I ordered it and I ordered a different color and they sent me this color. There's this this product. They had this like pink one, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. They had a pink color and I was like, oh, I bet that looks really pretty. So I ordered the pink color on Amazon, but I was sent just this regular, like, it's not pink. So I'm like playing around with it because it's like, well, I can't really return it. I mean, I could, but you know, I'll just go to the store and find it, you know, next time I'm at a drugstore that sells makeup. But been playing around with that a little bit this week, which is a product I don't really use very much. Because obviously, what do I need to conceal? Everything looks great, right? But I do like the way that it kind of like lightens certain parts of your face. So like, I do like that look where women have like the really bright little kind of inner eye here. And then like it can be used like under the brow to lighten that as well. So I kind of like that look. So probably start with that. Just dab a little bit in those certain areas. What else has been going on? I did talk about this in my blog, but I've been watching the show Bally Kiss Angel. You know, obviously I'm Irish, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the nose thing today that I see women do. So this show attracted me for that reason because it takes place in like this, you know, little Irish town and all of that. You know how Irish Americans are about their heritage. I mean, at least for me, I grew up, you know, we watched Irish movies, we listened to Irish music in the house. It was a thing, you know, we weren't. Actually, I'll put it on my lip too, just to give it that kind of almost like a foundational base. So I grew up, you know, kind of immersed in that a bit, you know, and I still am into that. I love like traditional Irish music, like folk music. I listen to a lot of that. And, you know, when I come across movies or shows like that take place in Ireland, I'm interested. So I've been watching this one, and the first couple of seasons were pretty good, and then it got really like weird, and then they started killing off some of the characters, and that's like hard. And now it's like I've stuck with it just because one of the main actors in the show, he was in this other show I watched called Band of Gold, which was really good. It was about this band of like Northern English, Irish, or not Irish, what am I saying? Northern English street prostitutes, basically. These women were streetwalkers, and they basically banded together and started their own business, like a legit above ground business. But it details like their struggles and like how they interact with the community and like the prejudice they face, and like also kind of their triumphs as women, you know, and there's a lot of sisterhood between them. It was a really good show, and he's one of the actors on it. So like I got curious because there were these other actors I recognized on Ballykiss Angel that I'd seen before but I didn't know anything about. So I actually went to the IMDb and was checking this out, and that actor, I saw he died in like 2000. So he really, and he didn't have like very many things under his name, but he was like really good. So I was like, well, I'll stick with this because I like this actor. He was in this other show I liked. I'm going to keep watching. But you know, this season he's missing. I don't know. I'm on the 6th season, and they got rid of the priest that they had in the previous couple seasons, and that was frustrating because I really liked him. And what was his name? Aiden. I don't remember his last name, but yeah, and I guess that means his like sister is no longer a character on the show as well, because like his sister followed him to that town. So I'm wondering, like, I guess that character is not going to be on the show anymore. And then these other two characters moved to England. Like, what's going on here? What the hell is going on here? You can't do this to me. I also think the 6th season is the last season, so you know, maybe I'll just stick with it. But it starts with like an Australian priest coming in. And I'm like, what the hell is this Australian priest doing in Ballykiss Angel, y'all? They already had the English priest. Now they got this Australian coming in here in this tiny little rural Irish town, which it's really sweet. There's a lot of heart in the show, but I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't like seeing every like character. I don't like falling in love with characters and then having them just get killed off, or like it's like something good happens and then something tragic happens. But I guess it's also kind of Irish in a sense, isn't it? Because like a lot of Irish love songs are really tragic. I don't know. So maybe I will I'll probably finish watching it. I'm 6 seasons in. I should probably finish. Oh, I like this. I was looking for like a light color. This is the lightest color in this palette, and I'm really liking the way it's looking today. Yeah, this was a good choice, and I'm gonna go for kind of a light liquid lipstick and just, ooh, that looks so pretty. That's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this color, yeah, this suits. I like it a lot. I'm glad I picked this one. Very nice. So yeah, Bally Kiss Angel. What a show. Obviously, I wasn't raised Catholic. My mother's side of the family is Catholic, so I've always been somewhat fascinated by it and like drawn to it. I actually have a portrait of Mary right above here. And I do have like rosaries and things, and there are some Catholic prayers that I do at times just because sometimes you don't know what to pray, I find. And there are certain aspects of Catholicism I like. I was always more drawn to it since I kind of embraced paganism for so long. There's so many elements of, I think, Catholicism, not that are pagan, because I don't want to say that, and I know that Catholics are really, you know, sensitive to that, but I do feel like it's more comfortable if you're coming from like a polytheistic worldview to kind of the way, the ornateness, the beauty of kind of the way that churches are constructed and worship is done, and that there's saints and that kind of thing. The art is really fascinating to me. I've always kind of found that more interesting. Of course, I was, you know, I've been Protestant, you know, and there's certain things about that that I prefer to Catholicism as well. You know, there's certain aspects of Protestantism that I think are totally non-negotiable in terms of how I see God. Like, I don't believe, I do think there's something to like confession. I think there's something helpful about it, but I don't think that you need an intercessor to talk to God. And that's just one of the things that kind of puts me off. And also just unfamiliarity, you know, like I grew up estranged from my mother's side, but you know, they're Catholic, so there's a fascination to me. So I do like to watch these shows sometimes about like that have priests. And so and it's an interesting part of like watching the culture of how they interact. And that's kind of one thing I've liked about watching this show, is seeing the role that they actually fill in their communities and how they are part of the community, but they're also like, you know, when you're in a uniform, in some ways you're not just a person, you're a job. So a lot of the times they just walk these certain interesting angles. I don't know. I've liked watching that kind of thing, learning more about it if I can. I don't know if I'm learning more about it because obviously this isn't something I've experienced. I didn't grow up in this kind of culture where this is prevalent, but it's interesting to learn more about because it's not been the culture I grew up in, you know. And in Protestantism, you know, it's not as, in that culture, if you grow up in kind of a society that's more geared that way, they don't have the same kind of role, I would say. Like a pastor wouldn't have the same role as a priest. A priest is kind of a bigger deal. Y'all like my nails? I did them last night. Pardon me. Okay, so let's get back to doing my face. Oh, right. I was going to do under the eye with this color. Put a little bit under the eye. Should I do this color? Should I do like something a little bit more? Give it a little pop. Maybe I'll go in with this pink color under the eye, actually. Yeah. That's the stuff. There we go. Little contrast. Little color contrast. That's nice. Yeah. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to watch next, though. Actually, I know what I'm going to watch next. There's a show starring Greg Davies called The Cleaner. Ooh, whoa, I'm being a little boobular there. Sorry, y'all. I am in my nightgown. Yeah, there's this show starring Greg Davies called The Cleaner that I'm probably going to be watching next. Now, I think Olivia Colman's in it too. Now, she's really blown up in prominence since doing The Crown and some other films, things like that, which is awesome because obviously she's a big deal on Peep Show. She plays the character Sophie, and that's like my favorite show ever. So to see her get such prominence and respect as an actor is really awesome. But oh, hi Dee Dee, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing good, for the most part. I'm a little sore. I'm just talking about some shows I've been watching. You know what I've been watching and think you missed me talking about was Bally Kiss Angel. Now I remember you talking to me about, what was that show? Cadfell, which I actually watched. I watched the whole series after hearing your recommendation of it, and I loved it. But yeah, Bally Kiss Angel has been the thing I've been on. But now I'm talking about what I'm going to watch next. But anyway, the reason I'm going to watch The Cleaner next, or whatever the show is called, I have it in my, what is it called? My queue to watch later. I found, I'm in this Suede fan group. I found there's a couple of stills that somebody posted where he's actually wearing like a Suede t-shirt in a couple of scenes. So I'm going to watch for that. Yeah, apparently he's a big fan of the band. So I'm like, all right, well, you know what? I want to do some Suede spotting myself, as we call it, Suede spotting. I think I want to do like a cream blush today, but I'm not sure which color I should go for. So I'm like, should I do this kind of, I haven't worn this one in a while. Kind of want to wear it just because I haven't worn it in a while. I'm kind of looking, I like watching shows about, I don't know if I'm going to like the Cleaners show that much because it's kind of looks grim a little bit actually. So it's definitely not going to be as lighthearted and fun as Bally Kiss Angel has been, but we'll see. I like Greg Davies too. He's a funny guy. I first was introduced to him watching Nevermind the Buzzcocks. I think he hosted it. So I oh no, data, but I don't know that it's gonna be as strong. Thank you, honey. That's nice. I try with the makeup. I didn't wear makeup for many years, so it's like I'm making up for lost time. But I also like it to be unique and individual. I don't want to look like everyone else. I want to have my own thing going on a bit. As much as you can. I did a really fun look earlier this week. I had like bright red cheeks, like really flushed, and really light kind of eye makeup and red lip. That was a nice look. And I had my hair kind of wild, and I put one of my little pearl like headbands in the hair. It looked real cute. It looked real cute. I looked like something out of a Tim Burton movie. I was looking good. But yeah, what was I saying? Greg Davies. Oh goodness. I'm looking forward to watching that. I'm looking forward to watching that just to do the little bit of suede spotting. And after that, I don't really know what else. I don't know. I used to be really into watching shows, but now it's like I kind of just put them on in the background and have them on when I'm doing like art or like my nails or something, you know, that's going to have me sitting there for a while. Or sometimes with Belly Kiss Angel, I have had it playing when I'm working. So like when I do investigations, a lot of it's just copy pasting when I'm at work. So like, and I'm in a VPN where I don't have any like access to phone or anything like that. So I'm just like in it, you know, I'm working, but I'm really just copying and pasting a lot of content from like people's accounts into their, you know, their files. So yeah, I usually will like have music playing or like be watching or listening to something in the background. I have been also watching some Mary Beard documentaries about Rome. She's done so many. Like I watched some a few years back that were good and hadn't really kept up with any, but now she's got some more out, it looks like, that I hadn't caught before. So been watching those. I do enjoy her take, and I love the Roman Empire. I love just learning as much as I can about it, and especially I like how she gets into ordinary Roman lives, because that's the really interesting thing, and the thing about ancient cultures that's most, I think, interesting to me. I want to know how ordinary people live. Like, you know, it's all fine and dandy to learn about the big names, but like, what was the impact of this culture on the ordinary person? And I think Rome had such interesting characteristics, and it's also very clear like how this society, American culture, was modeled on the Roman Empire in many ways. Because I mean the history is very much like it was set up by people who were like vagabonds and, you know, refugees and people like who were outcasts in their societies. They set up this whole new society. And so from its inception, it was always kind of multicultural, which I didn't really realize. I didn't know that before. So she had kind of mentioned or brought that up, and I was like, so this is, it kind of at its inception was meant to be this society of like multiple cultures kind of blending together. I like that about it, and that's kind of the one of the aspects of Rome that I think is most fascinating. And of course, also she got into one of these documentaries a lot about the persecution of Christians in Rome, which I hadn't really thought about in a long time. I'd forgotten, like, a lot of it was down to the fact that they wouldn't sacrifice, you know, to the Roman gods. So, like, that was fascinating to me, like, how it was required. Oh, it means get ready with me. Get ready with me. I'm getting ready for church. So you're gonna get ready for me, or getting ready for me, get ready with me. Yeah, get ready with me. I think my last get ready with me, I didn't really get ready. Yeah, that's something interesting about Irish culture too. That was something I learned pretty early on. Like they retained a lot of, women retained a lot of power in Ireland that they lost in many other places in Europe, from their Celtic culture. Like there were certain aspects of the culture that just didn't change with time, um, with the spread of Christianity. It didn't really impact certain things. And interestingly enough, I mean, I think in the last century, oh, I kind of missed some things. Sorry. Interesting. Yeah. Celibacy, Rome was foisted on the church at the time, which took away women's rights. Hmm. Yeah. Happy Easter. Easter was fun last week. We had a big brunch at church. There was brunch, and then there was an egg hunt. So I got to see all the little chilies in their Easter clothing. And one of the youth pastors said that the kids won the outfit contest, but I don't know. I looked pretty cute. I wanna recount. Actually, there was one little girl I hadn't met before. She looked so adorable, and she had on this like headband with bunny ears. She was at that stage that's kind of like pre-verbal. She must have been, I don't want to say pre-verbal, but you know, where they know a few words, but they don't really talk to people they don't know, but they will interact with them. I had my pink suit on. I had on my pink suit. I had a pink bow in my hair. What shirt? I was wearing a pink shirt. I had on my like big necklace. I had on my pink ring. I was done up for, I was done up for Easter. I came correct. But anyway, yeah, this cute little girl came up, and she was fascinated by my mobility scooter, which I've often found like kids that age are. Like they'll come right up and want to touch it. Yeah, I didn't post anything on Easter. Yeah, I probably should have. Because I don't think I got back on social media until later that day anyway, after I'd gone home and stuff, and I didn't take any pictures of myself. Sadly, I did see the Barbies. Those were cute. Yeah, I didn't take any pictures of myself. I did take some pictures at church. I think I posted on my Instagram stories of like some of the decorations they had. They had these little paper bunnies, and then they had this weird jackalope like flower pot thing. So I took a picture of that and posted it. I didn't even realize looking at it at first it was a jackalope. I was like, oh, it's a bunny. And then I was like, wait, like it's got horns. And then like one of the sisters at church came up and she was like, yeah, it's a jackalope. I was like, a jackalope? Oh my goodness. So I took a picture of it and posted it on my stories. But I didn't make an Easter post really, because obviously I was off of social media for Lent. So I didn't really feel like, or I didn't really know what to post. I came back and like posted a bunch of selfies I'd taken like over the past several months of like different looks I had, because I had a lot of fun excursions. There was the Festival of the Migrating Crows, so I got done up for that. That was, I think, the week before Easter. But let me tell you, this year's was kind of disappointing. I didn't really. Last year's was a lot more excitement, and there was a lot more people that showed up. This year's was, not as fun, not as exciting. It really didn't hit the mark. And then actually there was like it ended with this woman doing a burlesque performance, which at first I was like, okay, this is you know, it took place at the mall, so I didn't think it would get too weird. But it did. It got very weird. I actually like left early because I was uncomfortable. There was she was in this, you know, beautiful outfit. Anyway, she started taking it off, and she had on this like corset underneath, and I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, she had on a corset, and the corset had like stocking attachment things, so you would like have it, you would like attach your stockings to it. You know, you understand, like with lingerie you have those like stockings and then garters, you know, so it had like the garter things hanging off of it, but they weren't attached to anything. Like she didn't have any stockings, they were just kind of like there, and I was like, that's kind of weird, you know. And then she turned around and she wasn't wearing underwear, and I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta go. And she like started to take like unstrapping like the back of her corset. I was like, I am not watching this. Like, I'm sorry. At the mall, I mean, like the mall is not the busiest place, but there were people lining up outside watching what was going on. They were looking in like, what is this? Because a lady's getting naked. I was like, yo, like, I don't want to see that. Like, I mean, like, I thought it would be like, you know, a little bit more tame than that, but it wasn't. And I was like, okay, I gotta wheel out of here. I don't want to see your whole naked self, you know. No offense to her. I liked her outfit. She had on this like great crow mask and everything, and she had done some other performance during the day, and there were some interesting performances for sure. But yeah, I wheeled out of there. I was like, all right, I'm getting out of here. Woo. And then I went to the comic book store, and that was pretty cool. I got an independent comic zine, which I still haven't read, but it was nice to kind of go in and like see. They had a bunch of like indie comics, so I was looking at a lot of them for a while, just kind of deciding which one I was going to take home. I didn't have much money last week either, so, and I like, I don't know, yeah, there weren't that many people that showed up to the event. It was last year there were like a lot of people dressed up as crows that weren't even participating. So this year it just didn't seem to have the same energy or magic. And last year it was the first one, so I just wore all black and kind of looked nice. But this year I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out further. You know, I wore like a very fancy dress and all black, obviously, and I wore like my black fake fur coat, and then I had on this collar of feathers. So I was looking, you know, I came correct for that, but most of the people in the audience didn't either. Like the excitement wasn't there this year, which is disappointing. And I have to say, like with plays, I struggle with people doing plays and skits while they're reading the script in front of you. Like that happened last year too, and I figured they just weren't prepared. But like this year they did the same thing. I'm like, are you like, really? You really ain't prepared? You really didn't have time to memorize your lines? Like, what the hell is this? Maybe I'm just being like judgmental or something, but like, memorize your lines. If you're gonna do a play, you don't have to do a play. You could read a poem, you could do something else. Like a play is, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I like figure like when you do a play, you know, and these aren't long plays. They weren't extremely long. They weren't really, you know, difficult. Like it would have been way better if they had memorized their lines and like acted them. But, you know, I didn't participate, so who am I, you know? Of course, I don't know how to participate. That's the thing about this festival. It seems to be kind of organized by the same people, and I have no idea how to get involved, really, so. It's been a long time since I've, like, done a play myself, but I just remember, like, you can memorize your lines. Give it a week, you can do it. Anyway. Yep, there's my look today. Should I put on fake freckles? I think not. I think I'll just go kind of fresh-faced. Yeah, actually, yeah, I don't know. That burlesque thing, I don't know. I'm not like, you know, I come from the like radical feminist background of like, you know, where people are all highly critical of these things. And I'm not super anti-burlesque. You know, I'm not. I don't have a problem with performance art. I don't even really have a problem with drag, you know, which a lot of like feminists seem to. I was interviewed about it once for, I don't know what the woman was doing, but she had interviewed me and wanting my opinions, I think for one of her college papers or something about it. Wanting my opinions, and I was just like, you know, not really, I'm not that critical of drag, honestly. It doesn't bother me. Like, it seems to really offend some women for some reason, but I understand that it's, yeah, I get that. Like, I don't understand drag queen story hour, but this was before all of that. I'll say that. This was before this kind of explosion of like RuPaul's Drag Race. I think it was like really early on, and it wasn't like the cultural phenomenon it seems to be, you know? And who the hell takes their kid to see a drag show? That's the thing. Like, to me, it's kind of like the same thing as like a burlesque show, you know? It's an adult entertainment, you know? And, you know, it's a little bit risque. But then again, there's drag that I grew up watching things like Kids in the Hall, and they regularly were in drag. So, like, I think there's layers to it. And like Monty Python as well, they did a lot of drag, a lot of different like comedies and humorists implement drag as a form of like their performance. I don't know. So like I have complicated feelings about it. I don't think it's, you know, when we're talking about like drag queen, gay male subculture, I don't really think that's appropriate for like kids myself. I'll say that. So I agree with you there. Like it's not, it's an adult thing. It should be, you know, it's taking place at a bar, right? Then, you know, it's not something for kids. It's for adults. So I don't think children really, but yeah, then there's, I don't think it's as well like if a kid sees a drag queen or something, that's not like, it's one of those things that's like I have mixed feelings about, because I think there's also like some gray areas with it, and like obviously there's the implementation in pop culture, comedy, that kind of thing. But where was I going with this? Why did I bring this up? Yeah, I was interviewed with it. I guess I was just bringing it up because of like the burlesque show thing. Like, why was she getting naked, y'all? At the mall. At the mall. No, it ain't, you ain't supposed to get naked at the mall. That's not, that's private. And of all the malls, it was the Lloyd Center. Now, if you're from Oregon, or you're from Portland anyway, you'll know that that's not a nice mall to get naked at. Like, you want to get naked at, like, maybe the Washington Square, or like Lloyd Center is like the last mall you want to get naked at. So it was awkward. It was definitely awkward. I felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable. But I see that word burlesque. I don't necessarily think, stripping, which is what it was. I think maybe it's going to be some sort of performance, or be a little bit sexy or suggestive. But yeah, it was too much. It really like freaked me out a bit, So yeah, I'm a prude, essentially. That's, long story short, I'm a prude. I had to get out of there. But yeah, so I guess I just started talking about drag from there. I don't really know why I brought it up, but yeah, I don't necessarily have a problems. Yeah. Oh, I think like it used to be a lot less, even talking to strippers as well that I've known, like the culture just gets progressively wanting more and more, just wanting way too much. And it's taken a lot of the titillation and excitement out of it. Like women I've known who were strippers like in the 90s dealt with like how much more accelerated it got, and like the rise of lap dancing and like all of these kind of things that didn't really go on. Like it used to be you were on stage, you were performing, your interaction, you didn't have to like touch or like just do more and get less, and that's the thing too about it. Like women just are expected to do more and more and get less and less for it. And it's just, I think, yeah. So when I think of burlesque, I think of like old school, like sexy performance, stripping. But yeah, it was too much, and it weirded me out. Like I didn't, like, what does this have to do with the crows? What does this got to do with my crow friends? I know she's wearing a crow mask, but like, and maybe I'm just like too sensitive, because I didn't see anybody else leave, but I left because I was like, once I saw she was gonna get buck ass naked, I was out of there. I was like, no, ma'am, I did not pay $15 to see this. I wanted a day of celebrating the crows, and like, I don't know, it's just too much sometimes. There's just too much in our faces all the time. Like, I just think there's a time and a place. That's all, and that time and place is. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, I think the female body is beautiful. I admire it, obviously. I think, but it needs to be taken in the appropriate context. And like, I felt it was an inappropriate context, I guess, and I wasn't expecting it, and it really kind of threw me for a loop, because I just, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with that. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's this like seeing a body, or like, nudity has a time and place. And yeah, at a little celebrational gathering at the mall, it definitely didn't feel right. It felt like this is a little bit weird and I'm uncomfortable. I don't know, like Yeah, it was, I mean, it was totally sexual. It was totally sexual. The context was totally sexual. Um, yeah. And she had a very nice body. I'll give her that. You know, she was very voluptuous, you know, very nice, but like it was weird. It didn't seem appropriate. It just didn't seem appropriate, and I wasn't expecting it. And um, I'm uncomfortable with those kind of things. Like I just feel, yeah, I don't. I get to, you know, for some women they're more exhibitionist than others, you know, and I'm definitely more introverted. I don't like to, you know, I like to be suggestive, you know, and I don't need to like have it all out to be sexy. And like sometimes I like to have like a little bit of cleavage. I mean, I got some right now, obviously, but you know, I think less is more, especially in this culture that just wants everything. Like this society just wants you to give everything all at once, just in your face, you know, and there's so many women and girls like doing that and getting into that. Like when I talk to younger women, it's like nothing to them to send nude photos to people. And I'm like, you know, people don't really deserve that, you know? Like that's something precious, you know? The fullness of your nudity is something that somebody needs to earn. I'm not saying that these people that they're sending photos to didn't earn it, but I feel like probably not. I feel like probably not. And it just it bothers me because like I know the culture got pretty bad when I was, you know, a young woman and it got really raunchy, but it just seems to get progressively more and more raunchy, more and more just wanting everything for nothing too. Like, and I see like so many women and girls like get sucked up into it, you know, without ever questioning it. And then they're also given this message that it's, you know, liberating or empowering, and it's really not. It really doesn't do a damn thing for you. Like, if you're already famous, if you've already got a name for yourself, and then you go on like something like OnlyFans, right? Yeah, you can make a good deal of money, but like the average girl doing that kind of thing isn't going to make much, you know, comparatively, you know, or if you're like something very niche or something like that, then you can like market yourself. But it's like, yes, having money is empowering, but like, that's what have you like exchanged for that? What have you done? Like, what have you given away for that money? And like, there's other ways to get money that are far more empowering and that are gonna like last you a lot longer and not gonna cost you the same thing. I did see that about Black China, but you know what? I've heard some things about her. She's apparently been connected to trafficking girls, and now she's like kind of trying to clean up her image and is like that. I mean, I'm not saying that she hasn't had a religious conversion or something, but yeah, I didn't know that. So like I'm in a I have like a women's group that I'm a part of that kind of works on like self-improvement and, you know, just social kind of grace, that kind of thing. And they were talking about it because I don't really know anything about her. I don't keep up with these celebrities, especially like someone like her. Like she's not someone I was ever interested in, right? Because it's like just not my kind of thing. But yeah, they were mentioning that she had recently been connected to like pimping of young girls. Like these accusations were coming out against her. I haven't looked into it though, so maybe I should stop talking because I don't really know what I'm talking about. But like, I had seen all this stuff in the media where she was talking about like how she's a Christian now and how she's not doing this because this isn't what God wants for her. But like, I think it's some of it is like PR damage control. Like she's trying to improve her image because of like these allegations coming out against her. So I'm gonna have to look more into it, honestly. But I would suggest you do the same because these women seem to know more about it than me. Like the women that were talking about it were like, I don't believe her for an instant. I was like, whoa, okay, different perspective. Okay. Um, so yeah, I should probably look into it myself. But that's the thing, is like, oh, there's so much to keep up with, and I don't really enjoy celebrity stuff that much. But yeah, she's an example. She was like one of the highest paid women on that site, right? Like she was making, but she already was famous. You know, she already had a name for herself. She already had money. It's like if you're already, you know, popular, famous, money. Thank you, honey. Yeah, I'm liking my look today. Y'all like my makeup today? It's nice. It's spring. It's very subtle, but took what I had and made it even more beautiful. Yeah, and I think Trisha Paytas is another one who, like, she made quite a bit of money, and like, but these women were already famous, and like, this is being sold to young women as something that's gonna, you know, elevate you and make your life so much better, and it's really not. It's really not. And you know, if you're an average person, which most people are normal everyday people, like I am. I'm not a star, I'm not famous, I'm not a celebrity, you know. I have a micro niche internet community that follows me. That means, right, that what I can get away with as an individual is a lot less, you know, than what somebody who's already got. I don't know. It's just weird, like people comparing themselves to celebrities. Anyway, they live in a different universe than us. Like they have different rules. It's like, you know, women who point to examples of like women who are famous or celebrities having babies out of wedlock. Let's just say that, like, for example, or being single mothers. These women already have money, they can afford nannies, they can afford all the help they need, all right? It's not the same thing as you doing it, you know, and you try to like reason with people, like, because I have had to have these conversations with young women who like are just like, oh, I just want to have a baby, like I don't need a husband, I don't need a man. I'm like, first off, you do need one to make a baby. So let's just get that. But then I'm also like, your child deserves to have, you know, more than one parent. And I grew up in a single family. I grew up with a single parent. Okay. I was raised by my father, as most of you know. I know what it's like to be growing up in a household with only one parent. And it's better than sometimes like living in a household with parents that don't like each other. Sure, it's better than a lot of things. However, like if you can give your child two parents that care about them and that are in their lives, it's going to be a lot better for them overall. The more people that a child has, the better for them. And, you know, I'm trying to like reason with these people who just like are looking to celebrities like, oh, she's doing it. I'm like, she's got hella money. She's got hella resources. You don't have those same resources, okay? You're a normal person, all right? You're a normal person. You do not have the same resources this person has to do whatever they want. It's hard though, because like that cultural message is strong and then people like want what they want. And I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Going on about like how ridiculous it is for people to compare themselves to or try to live like celebrities. Like you can't. That's not you. You're an average person. You're going to be judged as an average person. And you know what a eccentric celebrity can get away with is not what you can get away with, you know. And I don't think people really like recognize that, like the consequences of making certain choices as an average, everyday, normal person. You know, it's gonna have a lot more ramifications on you naturally than it would on somebody who doesn't live a normal life, you know, who doesn't have to work a 9 to 5, you know, who ain't who doesn't, you know, have the same expectations on their life. Like they're people who are famous are expected to be flamboyant and kind of like ridiculous. People who aren't, you know, it's a lot more dicey. It's a lot more dicey. So anyway, that's my message. It's 8:19 now. I should probably get going. I know. Any closing comments? Anything anybody want to say or want me to touch on that we've spoken about today before I go? It's wild out here. These youngins, I don't know, kids these days. And they don't listen. That's the thing. I guess I didn't listen much when I was younger, but I'm glad I'm not a baby mama, at least. Not sure what earrings I'm gonna wear today. I kind of want to wear my jazzy sparkle nut earrings, but I don't know if they'll go with the outfit I'm picking. You know what? I'm gonna put them on anyway, and then the outfit's just gonna have to match the earrings because these are the ones I want to wear. These are the ones I want to wear. So yeah, maybe I will. Hi, sweetheart. You love mama? All right, since nobody wants to talk about anything, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.